Hey YouTube, it's your girl Minnie Miss Hair, and I'm just here to do a hair do and don't when talking about weaves. Just another hair discussion for you guys. If this could be for people who had bad experience with weaves or who are putting a weave in for the first time and you want to learn, you're using your weave as a protective style. So you just want to learn how to care for your hair underneath so that way you retain all that length you're going to gain having your hair up for 2 months, not manipulating it and leaving it alone. The first thing, just so you guys know, I have my laptop over here, so you see me looking over. I'm just reading the notes that I made for this video because I want to make sure I give you all the information you need to know. The biggest thing that you cannot do that I have seen like on YouTube or complaints about is that when you take a weave out, you're not detangling your hair. Just because you unbraided your hair, you cannot step into that shower and shampoo and condition because your hair will mat and you probably will end up having to cut out the dead hair. The thing is, when your hair is braided up, you know your hair sheds like a lot every day. You may not notice it, but your hair does shed. And there's a difference between breakage and shedding. Shedding is when you see like the white bulb because the hair is coming out your scalp. And it's normal for your hair to shed. There's certain times your hair may increase in shedding, sometimes it doesn't. But when your hair is braided up for 2 months, that's 2 months worth of shed of hair that is still stuck, like that was still braided in your hair. So as you unbraid, you need to comb out that shedded hair. And when you're combing out your hair, you probably want to start off with the big comb. And as you always know, you want to comb from the bottom up. That way you're retaining your length without breaking your hair off, getting into any snags, and losing breakage at the end of your hair. So even coming out of weave, whenever you comb your hair, you're always supposed to comb from the bottom up. Another thing is when you're going to get your weave in, I do my own sew-ins for the fact that I'm very particular about who's handling my hair. Whoever is braiding your hair or who's sewing in your weave, make sure it's not too tight. It doesn't have to be too tight to last you for 2-3 months. Even when you're braiding your hair, don't make it too tight because that's going to cause issues with your hairline breaking off. If you have all your hair braided up, make sure they're not trying to braid like the itty bitty pieces of your baby hair. Like, remember, this is a protective style, so the most important thing is the hair on your head, not this fake hair. You can do whatever you want with this doesn't matter. The hair underneath is what we're trying to protect. Another thing is that it's not recommended that you wear your hair for more than 3 months in a weave. Because of all the shedding, you're washing your hair, blow drying, different things like that. You don't want your hair getting matted and tangled and kind of dreading up underneath the weave. So the maximum I would recommend to leave your hair in a weave is anywhere from 2 to 3 months. I haven't gone past there. I have seen people who have had it in and taken it out and they didn't retain any length because their hair just got too matted up from all the washing. Another tip is when you're in a weave, you don't need to wash your hair as frequently. And also washing your hair frequently can lead to tangling and matting of your braids underneath. So at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe twice a week, it should be sufficient. You don't need to be co-washing your hair every single day. If you are thinking about leaving your weave in for more than 3 months, then maybe you should really think about co-washing your hair every day as not an option. So definitely if you're trying to leave your hair in for a really long time, be careful with the washing because you just don't want your hair tangling and matting. When you take it down, you should do a protein treatment because your hair is probably just a little weak from not being cared for as much as possible when it's usually out and about. You should do a really good deep protein treatment. I do not recommend relaxing your hair after you take out a weave. You know how you're supposed to like maybe 1 to 2 weeks before you, if you relax your hair before you put it in braids or things like that. Because you need to just give your hair a break because it's in a protective style for so long. So if you plan to put a weave back in, I would take it down, like give your hair a rest. Wait 1 to 2 weeks before you put another weave in. And just because you know if you relax or something like that, your hair is very weak because the relaxer has broken down the protein in your hair and like made your hair straight. It's breaking down the structure of your hair. Another tip is, which I don't prefer to do, if you are a person that wears weaves all the time for your own preference and you relax your hair, if you know you're going to put a weave back in 2 weeks, why don't you just perm the hair that's left out and leave, like, keep stretching the rest of your hair since it's going to be braided up anyway, and your hair probably holds better when there's new growth to braid on. So that's just a helpful tip for those of you who relax. I like to relax my hair all at the same time because my hair pretty much grows at the same rate, and I don't want certain parts with new growth and other parts that are, you know, not. If you're trying to stretch your relaxer, think of investing in a curly weave, so that way you don't have to relax your leave out. It'll be easier to blend with a curly. When removing a sew-in, if you never have before, I can, because I know how to. I use scissors, but maybe you should have a friend or someone help you, so that way you're not cutting your hair, but you're just only cutting the thread. Another tip that I have for preserving your weaves is that I fold over when I sew my weaves. I don't cut them. That way it reduces the shedding, and I can reuse this here because it's pretty much a whole bundle in my head. I only cut right at the end because I couldn't fit any more hair in my head. So pretty much it's a whole full track. I never cut them. When it comes to washing your hair, if you have the shower head, you can get in there underneath your tracks if you like to. I have an upcoming video where I talk about this Tresemme Fresh Start Dry Shampoo, which I love, and I just go in there and spray it. I have a tutorial coming out of how I do that. Because I'm carrying out my hair underneath, this is my aloe vera mix. And you know how you moisturize and seal? I just have my aloe vera, my moisturizer conditioner in here, water, but I usually like to use rose water, and grapeseed oil. And I just go in there and I just spray in my tracks, not too heavy because I don't want them to get wet. Another tip is that if you wash your hair, it's sometimes good to take a blow dry. You can blow it on cool air to get under the tracks and dry them, because you don't want your hair staying damp, going to sleep on damp hair, waking up your hair still damp underneath, because you don't want mildew or mold or anything growing underneath your weave. It's unnecessary. A few shots of cold air should help speed up the process of your hair drying, and by the end of the day it should be dry, no worries. But definitely don't like tie your hair up into a ponytail and go about your business, because it's not gonna get dry underneath. Especially that it's nice and humid and hot outside, your hair should dry by the end of the day. Another tip for weaves in general is that weaves usually don't like a lot of product. So don't waste your hair products on your weave. Usually it's just good with like a nice serum or like a really, really light oil. It's your weave. Like, have fun. Curl it, crimp it, dye it, bleach it, whatever you want to do. It's not your hair. So you can have fun and do all the crazy things you like. And then when you take your hair out, you can enjoy the length that you have without the damage of all the things you've done. As always, if you can help it, try to do roller setting, things that can prevent you from flat ironing your leave out. I've been guilty of it because it's just so hot and humid, but I want to make sure when I take out my weave that the length of my real hair is not so dramatic. Then like my leave out's going to be like OD short and I have nothing there. But I hope this video helps. I know it's a lot of information. I'm trying to make sure that I write down my thoughts before I come, so that way the video is not too crazy long. If you have any other weave questions, just message me or leave a comment below. If you have any weave tips, I will always love to hear about them. I'm always learning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't believe I keep getting shocked that I'm almost about to meet like 100 subscribers. So thank you guys. Share the video. Tell your friends about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.